Hi everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs. I please ask you to subscribe and hit the like button if you like my video. That helps me out a lot. And I wanted to make one Stampin' Up! Announcement. I forgot to tell you guys that the clearance rack is now all under Last Chance. Okay, so there's no more Last Chance products and clearance rack. They put them together, so they're all Last Chance. All right. Okay, so my project today is a very long box that measures 2 3/4 by 7 by 1. I'm using the Cheers and Sips bundle along with the textured note dies, and then I wanted to do a summer project. Well, I have a challenge that I'm doing a summer project for. So I used the Choose Happy stamp set for Happy Summer that I put up there. All right, so inside this box, I have 3 of the ice pop holders. The ice pops, these are good for the long ones or the short ones, but they'd have to hold them up kind of high. This one I put on Happy Summer, this one Chill Out, and this one Stay Cool. I have 3 more that I haven't wrapped yet because I haven't gotten more of the pops, but these are from my family, and I put one of the long pops in and I wrap it up in cellophane, and I'll show you maybe by the next project I'll have that, and I'll show you what I did with those. But these, for now, it's nice if you have a family, you could bring a big box of the treats with you and put these in here. On this one, I left the backs empty for names, but on the other ones, obviously, I put the name on the other side. But you can have the name on either side. I picked these up at Amazon, but they come in a big bunch. So, I think 24 or something like that. Okay. Oops. So, what we need today is some basic white for stamping. I have this rectangle from the textured note dies, and it is 2 3/4 by 2 1/4. Okay, we need a piece of strawberry slush that is 10 by 8. I'm using the Celebratory SIPS DSP. We need 1 piece that is 2 1/2 by 6 3/4, 1 that is 2 1/2 by 5, 2 that are 3/4 by 6 3/4, 2 that are 2 1/2 by 3/4, and 1 of this different pattern, same pack, that is 2 1/2 by 2 1/4. All right. Okay, let me get my Simply Scored, and we will start on the 10-inch side. Score at 1, 8, and 9. Turn it to the 8-inch side and score at 1, 3 3/4, 4 3/4, and 7 1/2. All right, now fold and burnish all your score lines. Okay, so now we're going to start having the long side up and down. That's how we're going to be doing it. And this is what we're going to be doing. Okay. All right. Now, I forgot to mention, candy bars will fit in this nicely because it's 1 inch high, but it's 7 inches long, so a bunch of different candy bars will fit in there if you don't want to do the ice pop holders. All right, go to the first score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge up into that 1/2 inch rectangle. Go to the next 2 score lines and cut them to the first score line, and then wedge. Go to that last score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge. So that's the bottom. Now turn it so that your 1/2 inch rectangle is over here. Go to the first score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the bottom square, and wedge the top. Go to the next 2 score lines and cut them to the second score line. Cut off the bottom square and wedge the top. And then we're going to take these 4 off. And wedge up into the other side of that 1/2 inch rectangle. And I think I forgot to tell you where we started. I'm sorry about that. The 1/2 inch rectangle is over here. There's 1 inch strip here, here, and there was 2 inch strips at the top. And that's how it was when we started. Sorry about that. All right, and the last thing we want to do is round the corners of this top flap. All right, and that's what your cardstock should look like when you're done. So now we need our tear and tape, and we're going to put it on that 1/2 inch rectangle next to the score line, and then take the backing off. All right, then I'm going to flip it over, fold over the side with the tape, and then the other side to meet it. So this is our back right here. Just put this flap down first. Okay. Now we're going to start on the front. And let's put down the piece that is 2.5 by 5 on the top part of the front. Okay, and then the piece that is 2.5 by 2 1/4, we're going to put on the bottom part. And it's going to cover some of that top. Okay, and then the other long piece is going to go on the back. These are the long sides, and this is the short sides. All right, now let's let that dry and we'll do our stamping. So we need some basic white and Tuxedo Black. And of the little sprigs, I'm going to do 2. And 1 of the lemon slices. I guess it could be an orange slice too. 2 strawberries. 2 cherries. And 3 of the raspberries. And while we have our ink, nope, we need a different ink. And we need our rectangle here. I'm going to use some Old Olive ink. And from Choose Happy stamp set, we are going to stamp Happy Summer. I'm glad this stamp set got carried over because it's pretty useful for the sentiments. Okay, now let me cut out the images and I'll be right back. All right. So let's start with the 2 green pieces, the greenery, and I'm going to use light Old Olive. All right, and then for the top of the berries, I'll also use the light Old Olive. And the raspberries don't really have a lot of space, but I'll add just a little bit around it of Old Olive. Okay, these 2 are done. Okay, next I'm going to use light Strawberry Slush for the strawberries. I'm going to use light Blackberry Bliss for the raspberries or blackberries, either one. I guess the raspberries would be a little redder, a little bit more pink. Right, and for the cherries, I'm going to use Dark Poppy Parade. Okay, hi. I'm having a hard time with my GoPro, so I'm not sure if it got this, so I'm going to explain it. First, I put down the 2 sprigs. Okay, and then I joined the cherries and put mini dimensionals under the cherries and just placed them right there. I put a dimensional on the back of the lemon and put that over the stems of the cherry. I stuck a raspberry under the end of the sprig here, just glued it, glued a raspberry here, and then I put dimensionals under these 2 berries and one under that. So I'm sorry if it didn't get done, but at least hopefully you can understand how I explained it. All right, so now we're going to put dimensionals on the back of our rectangle and just center it on this top part. All right, now we need some of our strawberry slush faux linen ribbon, and I'm going to tie it right where the 2 patterns of DSP meet. And tie a bow right in the middle. Okay, then I'll put a blue dot under there just to keep that from sliding around. And then I'm going to take some Wink of Stella glitter and put it on the inside parts of the lemon. And for the final touch, I'm going to use some of the strawberry slush gems. And I'll put a large one there, a small one right there, and another small one right there. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. All of my info is below. Please subscribe and hit the like button, and I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.